this is just a metaphor of saying you have one person who's amazing at something, but they're not going to be, a great, boat or airplane. They're always going to be a train of some type. I don't know. That metaphor is getting really weird, but you know what I'm talking. You know what I'm saying. Hey, welcome everyone. I'm James from Twin Creek Media, and joining us today is Teresa and Kristina, and we are talking about the pros and cons of outsourcing marketing. So let's dive into some cool questions.
Cool questions?
Cool. They're cool because they're icebreakers.
That's right. So what's the first sign that a business has outgrown its DIY marketing approach?
It's when they post a job and they're looking for a unicorn person who does design, social media, HR, event management, PR, answering phones, and cleaning the toilets. It might be time to think about hiring.
And you forgot IT is also usually in the list.
Always.
Right?
Hold on a
They
second.
don't say that though.
I got an answer too.
Oh, yeah.
What about they just decided that they really have some strong business goals and they want to grow?
Yep. And when they outgrow their, do-it-yourself approach, it does mean that someone inside their company has the marketing hat on. Sometimes it's the owner, but sometimes it's just a marketing person that seems to be having all the hats, including all the stuff you just mentioned, and wearing way too many hats, right? And that's part of the problem with doing it yourself is you don't have enough people to do things. That's a big growth pain. I also wanted to say that we are representing a bit of a spectrum of marketing people. In this podcast, I have the hat of an agency owner, a marketing agency that can do lots of things. So that'll be my role in this conversation. So that would be a neat thing, I think. This isn't one of the questions, but it is very important, is what is your perspective you're bringing to this conversation? Because I want you to give just a super in a nutshell, your LinkedIn profile or your resume, the last 10 years, what have you been doing? So people have a good understanding of where you come from.
Yeah. So I've been obviously agency here now and other places. I've also been in business where I am the only marketing person. So I am trying to do everything and I'm not outsourcing anything. And then I'm also in a really, really large company where we have a really big marketing team that does have all of the resources needed. So I can actually see it from three really distinct points of view and understand where that jump over or that crossover is from when it needed to go from one to the other and when it wasn't working.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
My hat is witch hat shaped, and mostly until I came here, I spent 9+ years working for really small businesses that needed a marketing person. And I was a graphic designer by trade. So although I was always wanting to do graphic design, over those years, I had to take up a lot of other marketing skills. So I'm glad to be here in an agency where I get to focus on the few things that I'm really good at instead of filling all of those roles that so many small businesses do need.
Yeah. So awesome perspective across the three of us.
So what stage do you guys think it makes sense for a company to outsource their marketing rather than try to keep it in-house? Like, when do they take that leap or when that step? James, best advice.
When things are falling apart, probably, and they don't have enough specialists in-house to run what they want to run. So their goals are bigger than their capacity to actually fulfill their goals. So, typically when we start working with the company, we asked, one of our very first questions is, where are you now? Where do you want to be? Paint the picture of a year from now or 3 years from now. What does it look like in terms of where your company is? Do you have more people? Have you expanded into different territories? What's the revenue like? Have you added $1 million in revenue to your company? So what's your driving force and what are your goals? So I think that's probably a key question is paint your finish line or describe your finish line so that the team can work backwards from that and set some milestones in place.
What about, just to add on to that, what about when actually the landscape changes? So you think back 10, 15 years when social media kind of landed and it became now this new channel to reaching audiences and selling products and selling services. And now we're kind of bridging that AI, right? So you might be doing just fine doing what you're doing that's always been, but you're not, maybe savvy enough or up to date or even willing to learn some of these other new techniques that come in.
Yep. It doesn't always have to be, the train is derailing. It could just be the train is too slow. Like you're running this really high performance steam engine, but it's a steam engine. This is just a metaphor of saying you have one person who's amazing at something, but they're not going to be, a great, boat or airplane. They're always going to be a train of some type. I don't know. That metaphor is getting really weird, but you know what I'm talking.
I get it.
Is until a company is pretty big, like I'm talking in the $20 million plus range, they haven't built out, in our experience, a comprehensive marketing department. Mm-hmm. And until you're that size of a company, you have no need for, a 10-person marketing department who has all of the different roles fulfilled. So and the companies that we're working with are generally a little bit smaller than that, right? They're in that what we call mid-sized company. We just made that definition up. But $2 million to $20 million, they have a decent team. They have 50 employees, but their employees are really good at what they do. They're not doing marketing. They're doing whatever the company does.
And they shouldn't be doing marketing because that's
right.
not what they're good at. Just like, if we work for a plumbing company, I'm not going to go and do the plumbing.
Yeah.
My job is marketing. Their job is plumbing.
Exactly.
So,
can you paint a picture of what a plugged-in outsourced marketing team looks like in action? This is one of my little words that I throw into emails or I throw into phone conversations. It's from the 90s when, plug and play was a thing. It's like, plug this into your USB and then the software will download. Like, just take that picture and apply it to people. So we have 10 people in our team.
Yep.
We are a plug and play marketing department.
Mm-hmm.
So bam, plug us in and we're ready to go. No training necessary, no 3-month buildup of learning everything and figuring out all the software and all the tools and the knowledge. It's just like we hit the ground running day one. That's what plug and play is. And there's absolutely no way you can do that if you're trying to build an internal team. It will take you years, right? Years and years and years and years. And that's it, even if you can find everybody. And even if it makes sense to have a $90,000 a month payroll for your own company, which it doesn't, why would you spend that much money, $1 million plus, on people when your whole marketing budget's like $200,000 or $300,000? So but that's what you get when you plug us in, like a team like us. This would be true for any outsourced team, right? If the team already exists, they already know each other, they already get along, and they're skilled, and the software's good, and the systems are good, and the performance is based in a proven track record of doing things the right way. And you plug in, and bam, it's like magic.
It's funny because you'll often hear clients, when we first start working with them, the first month or two, they actually can't believe how quick the snowball gets rolling, because they're still in that mindset of, when you hire a new person and you bring them on and you train them, because that's their experience that they've had. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they've got this extension, right? This team behind them that just goes to work, and there's communication and questions and deliverables, and you're already kind of, reaping some of the awards, and they're just like, wow, I just never expected it to take off like this and go. It's great.
I think a note is that the plugged in marketing team idea, we're well managed. So instead of the company who needs a marketing team trying to figure out how to manage a marketing team, they just have to hire us and have someone talk to us.
Yeah.
And it seems to be saving a lot of effort.
Yeah, and it's not like you're talking to 10 people either on the client side. You have an account manager who is your point of contact, right? So it's, Teresa's one. So it just makes your life easier. So you don't have to manage all the different people. You just communicate what you need done, and then here's our stuff, and then it's that communication is nice and efficient, right? So it doesn't burn up all your time as like, oh, hopefully it makes your life easier and you have a lot less work to do and work is taken off their plate, right?
Yeah, and we've kind of started talking about the advantages then, this, having a plug and play, or the advantages of using an outsourced marketing team. So what do you think, and James, you don't get to answer yet, but Kristina, what do you think from your experience being, I'm a graphic designer wearing way too many hats internally, but now on an agency side. So what do you think is the biggest advantages of somebody who decides to outsource their marketing to a marketing team like us?
Well, all of your jobs are actually going to get done properly because although you could hire somebody who could wear a lot of hats, who's doing a great job because you found a unicorn, there's still just one unicorn and there's only so much they can do. So at least in my experience here, I see we've got an elite team, well managed, we're able to plug in, and every job is getting done by somebody who focuses on doing that the right way. And you're not going to find that by hiring